you've got something for trade.
I have, and in return, I have something for you.
Yeah.
And you talk about that sometimes. When troubled times happen, it's going to be not what you I can do for you, but what are you going to do for me?
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's good courtesy. It's good courtesy just to you never asked for something unless you're giving something in return. I mean, that's just being nice. I mean,
okay. Well, that makes sense. I mean,
at any level, anytime, all the time, you just do like that. That's why it's good to have skills, because you can give skills instead of something, because eventually you'll run out of something.
And again, you're leading right into perfectly segueing into what my next question is we talk of skills when troubled times, and we look back at the Depression, and there's been a few depressions in our history, and it seems like those people that had skills that could barter, and that's a big word that's kind of floating around now times. But what are skills to you? What do they mean? And I'm kind of surprised that now that we're in this computer age, somebody may consider running an iPhone a skill, but I have a hard time swallowing that pill if you don't have electricity to charge things up. What in your mind is a skill that, or skills that people would look at as an important for bartering or exchanging?
Everything is of value. It's just, is it of value to the person you're dealing with? That's why multiple skills are really good. Now, me personally, what I consider my skills and survival skills is magic. I do some magic,
okay.
And it's entertaining. It relaxes people, it makes people feel good. So that kind of opens the door, for a little while. So you got that. I play the harmonica. It's the same thing. It's a type of an entertainment. And, it makes people feel good like that. So now those aren't really useful skills in a way like a mechanic. But I'm no mechanic, so I mean, mechanicking would be a skill. Welding would be a skill. Knowledge about chemicals or radiation, and having the basic equipment for it, that would be a skill.
And you don't really have to have what people think. They think, what I learned from you is that you really don't have to have a degree in this or a PhD or be a scientist in this. I mean, we actually have we have the availability of the internet and so much information.
You can learn what you need off the internet, almost anything. I've been to mudslides, hurricanes, tornadoes, all this stuff, and it's funny because all these experts that talk about what to do and how to do all this stuff during this stuff, I've never seen them in any of these places. They're not there. They teach, they tell people what to do, but when the time is there, they're not there. I mean, all these hurricanes, you go over there to them, where are the experts? Where are they? I've just never seen them. So if you've got a skill, if you can get the tires changed on this vehicle so we can get it out of here, good, you got it going, you've got something. But if you don't even know how to change a tire, that's enough to stop you from
So you're just saying, at least start, if you're going to learn a skill, sit down and think about, if you're filing papers as a skill, that may not be necessarily a useful one, but if you don't know anything about just basic mechanics, start learning how to do basic things. Mm-hmm. If you don't know how to clean a wound and bandage, but
Very good.
learn.
Uh-huh.
If you don't know how to tell directions, east, west, north, and south with a compass, learn.
Yeah.
So you can start real basics, what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
and it can just keep expanding as far as skills.
Oh yeah.
And
you use it as a hobby. Start it as a hobby.
That's a good point.
Just like your martial arts.
Right.
What'd you say? I'm not planning on going to tournaments.
Right.
It's a hobby. Well, there's nothing wrong with having something like that as a hobby.
Sure.
So you take this hobby and you just go on and play with it, you know, and as you're playing with it, you're collecting the needed items to make this hobby really fun. And eventually you might stop, but you have the stuff and you have the knowledge. So there, you just picked up a skill, and then you just do another one, another one, another one, just
Oh, and
have fun with it.
you know, that's funny that you say that, because I know we started about a year ago. We've done it more so this year, been preparing with food and water, and it's been fun. It's not really been stressful at all, and I think because we have sat down and been acquiring a little bit here and you know, food grade jugs for water here and more food here, it makes me feel secure. I look at it like as a hobby or a game, but I know it's for serious times when things will go awry. So we just started. A lot of people say, where do you start? Well, we just started. We started with food.
Yeah.
And then I started with acquiring more medical first aid supplies. And in my family, we make it a game. My wife is responsible for acquiring the food items that we need. And then we do combined things together, like dehydrating food and vacuum sealing. And then the kids, we have fun building garden beds out back, you know, just for right now, getting the food to grow.
Yeah.
So we just make it a fun game, and it's really kept us on track.
And that's because you don't need to do it. Once you have to do it, now it just turned into an emergency.
Yeah.
So, but like I say, you already now, you've been doing it, you're learning it, and then when, you know, if something bad, you lose your job and you're having to grow your own food and all that stuff, now you already know, and you don't have to use it as a burden as you're canning and you're dehydrating and stuff like that. It's no big deal. But if you wait till the time comes, you know, then it starts becoming kind of testy then. So.
Well, and I know we talked some yesterday a little bit about just people with stuff. You know, America is the land of plenty, and we're in such a great country, but we just have a lot of stuff. And what is your opinion about living in cities versus rural area when things collapse economically?